So DC previews for July 2018 came out, I want to say yesterday. That's when I first saw it anyway. It could have come out before that, but usually they release it a couple days before the start of the month that it's actually for, which I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I actually just got the previews for uh, for for July. I'm sorry, June 2018. So for August, showing the stuff that'll come out in August, which I will do a video of as well. But I just wanted to get on this real fast. I'm kind of going out of order because after I do this video, I'll be going back and doing uh, Batman 48, 49, Justice League 1 and 2, and Man of Steel 2 through 5. Um, which I all got last Wednesday or Thursday, I think. Um, and so I will be going over those. I haven't. They're the first comics I've gotten all month, and I just kind of let them pile up so that I could use a 20% off coupon, so I could save a bunch of money. And it worked out pretty well. I ended up saving like $9, so I'm happy with that. Plus, I got some boards and bags. So anyway, this is the cover, obviously, for the previews for July. So these are the books that will be coming out in September, and this looks like it's going to be another crisis event. A lot of people have been predicting that this is going to happen because Jeff Johns stepped down, and so people were kind of thinking that whoever is next in line to take over his position of chief creative officer is gonna bring in another crisis event like the New 52 or Rebirth type deal. Although, well, neither of those were a crisis, but they were a reboot, and so people were thinking that they would bring in a crisis this time to kind of to still keep the continuity going, but continue or start a new chapter, I guess. And this I thought was going to be it. Heroes in Crisis sounds like it's a crisis. And of course, DC has had two big crises: Crisis on Infinite Earths and what's the other crisis? Infinite Crisis, I think. So yeah, there's very similar names, but I think they were two separate ones. I really need to do more research in that area of the DC universe. I know what pre-crisis and post-crisis is. Basically, pre-crisis is everything that just sort of happened. Post-crisis, like obviously, so pre-crisis is like 40s to about the 80s or the mid 80s, and the stories that were written were just for fun. They didn't really necessarily like they weren't trying to be all one set continuity, really. About the 70s to early 70s to late 70s, they kind of wanted to start making it more of like a story that was stretched out, and so in the 80s and then I think also in the 90s, they kind of had this crisis, and then it gave you a definite backstory, and then basically made everything into one continuity, and then that continuity has also been changed. But that was kind of the first time DC was actually one continuous continuity. So after that long, horrible explanation of the crisis, that's kind of what I thought this would be. They would be. I knew they weren't really going to go back and erase everything that happened in Rebirth because that was such a big success. But I thought they were going to have some kind of big crisis where it kind of gives all these heroes a new starting point, which was kind of what I thought No Justice was going to be. It wasn't. No Justice really didn't do anything except set up the Justice League. So basically, I mean, and that makes sense because it was called Justice League No Justice. But I thought it would have bigger uh, a bigger impact on the DC universe. So anyway, boy, was I wrong about this. This is not a crisis, and I kind of raised my eyebrow when I saw that Tom King would be writing this. Batman 48 and 49, which were written by him, they were annoying. There were a couple spots that were good, but the rest of it was just really boring and lame. So, and plus, I just from the other YouTubers that I watch, he's just not that great of a writer. Apparently, he was a CIA operative at one time, which is kind of cool. Well, it is cool, but he doesn't really act like it, or he doesn't really write like it. The only thing you can kind of see is his. He's kind of he writes dark stuff really well, but anything else, even like action stuff, it just doesn't really go over well. So I'm going to get to what this actually is. All right, look at this. Looks pretty awesome, right? Looks like some stuff's about to go down. We get to the description. Heroes in Crisis, number 1. Written by Tom King. There's a new kind of crisis threatening the heroes of the DC Universe, ripped from real-world headlines by CIA operative turned comics writer Tom King. How does a superhero handle PTSD? Okay, first off, superheroes are super. Do they have PTSD? Maybe, but I don't know. This just seems like... Okay, I'll just keep reading. Welcome to Sanctuary, an ultra-secret hospital for superheroes who've been traumatized by crime fighting and cosmic combat. But something goes inexplicably wrong when many patients wind up dead, with 2 well-known operatives as the prime suspects, Harley Quinn and Booster Gold. It's up to the DC Trinity of Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman to investigate. But can they get the job done in the face of overwhelming opposition? On sale for $4. Okay, so after you're expecting this universe-shattering event, and it just turned out that they're doing this bit where superheroes now experience PTSD, which they've already kind of done with Batman before. Well, really, they've done it with Superman too. You know, him not being able to handle the fact that he can't save everyone. So I just don't like things that make superheroes look weak. And this kind of not that people with PTSD are weak. Don't get me wrong. But the superheroes are supposed to be superhuman. And I don't know, maybe this will be relatable for some people, but just the way that it's described sounds like it's going to be some kind of a safe space in disguise. Sanctuary, a safe place for superheroes to explore the trauma of their violent lives and deal with the after effects of the fight. They come, they rest, they confess, and they move on. I had a history teacher who on his water bottle, it was a rainbow colored sticker that said safe space. And every time I saw it, he just seemed like the wimpiest guy ever. It's superheroes, safe place for superheroes to explore the trauma. Okay, so this is the Batcave. This is Batman's Batcave, and this is Superman's Fortress of Solitude. They already have places where they can go and just deal with the crap that they just saw. And trust me, I have family in the fire service. I've known people in the military. I have friends that are cops. PTSD is a very real thing. and I feel so bad for the people that have it. But most people that have it are just like, you know what? I'm just going to deal with it, and I'm going to move on. Um, this almost to me, I think what is actually making me mad about this is the fact that this de escalates or de elevates the actual real thing, the real PTSD. When you put it into a comic book and it sounds stupid like this, it makes everybody else kind of laugh at PTSD, which it's not a good thing because PTSD is a very real disorder, and it's no bueno, no good. So for Tom King to come in and write this safe place for superheroes to explore the trauma, explore the trauma. No, it should to deal with the trauma of their violent lives and deal with the after effects of the fight. Okay, that sounds better. Get rid of this stupid explore crap. So yeah, this was waiting for me this morning, and it just really made me mad. This is totally something that Marvel would do. So I hope it's a lot better than what this is seeming. Provides the therapy heroes of the DC universe need. Okay, not that the heroes of the DC universe don't need therapy. They do. There's plenty of stories where, like, Alfred has been a therapist for Batman and Lois Lane has been a therapist for Superman. Again, superheroes are supposed. I don't want to read about how, you know. Okay, a perfect example of this done right was Batman Under the Red Hood, where Jason Todd is brutally murdered by the Joker. All right, that really affected Batman. That's when he turned so dark and so gloomy, and you saw the effects that it had on him, and how he blamed himself for the death of Jason Todd. That was this whole thing done right, and it was about him having to overcome his urge, his drive to kill the Joker for doing that to Jason. So, yeah, this is just the way it's worded. First off, the first frustrating thing is that it kind of makes a joke out of real PTSD. Secondly, superheroes aren't going to have this kind of. They're not all going to go and talk about their feelings, okay? That's not what superheroes do, and that's what I don't want to read. I don't want to read about superheroes doing that. I want to read a story like Batman Under the Red Hood, where it shows how Batman is dealing with his PTSD, but it also moves the story forward, and he's not just stuck there talking about it for days and days and days. Again, for people with real PTSD, that's fine. Whatever you need to do to deal with it, man, that's no shame there whatsoever. But for superheroes to go to this sanctuary, again, they already have places like this. Superman, Fortress of Solitude. Batman, he has the Batcave. Flash, Star Labs. We've seen this before, okay? We don't need a whole $4 comic plus about it. It's gonna ship with 5 covers. So this is not really a crisis, guys. This is just a side effect of being a superhero. So apparently there's going to be a big murder mystery to it, which might be interesting. It probably won't be. So yeah, I just was very obviously frustrated by this. I hope it's better than what I'm thinking it's gonna be, um, but I doubt it. That's really all I'm gonna say about this right now. Again, I have all the compassion in the world for people with real PTSD, but when you bring it into kind of when you turn it into this, and when you turn it into like a safe space, like superheroes are going to go to a safe space to deal with their problems, that just sounds so wimpy. I'm sorry, it does. People with real PTSD, they talk to their family, they talk to their friends about it. It's not like they all. And okay, yes, there's recovery groups and everything like that, but this is just turning it into a mockery. It really is. So, Tom King, you better not screw this up. And again, I mean no disrespect to people with real PTSD. If you have PTSD, I really do feel for you. And if you got it in the line of duty, thank you so much for your service and for your sacrifice. I really do appreciate it. But I think you would agree with me that this just sounds stupid. So anyway, that's that's all for today. Let me know what you guys think about this. I'll be going over last month's previews here shortly, and then I'll be going over the other comics that I got. Oh, hey, you can see me in the reflection. Hello there. Maybe one of these days I'll turn the camera around. But anyway, that's what's going to be coming up on my channel. Oh, and by the way, this was the 30th video, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Hoping to get to 50 by August. That would be cool if I got to 50 before August. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great day. And I'll see you in the next video.